she met this massive movie star that she started a secret romance with.
Jessica Simpson just released an exclusive short story in which she revealed something shocking. She talked about how she almost had an affair with a huge movie star. She didn't actually say who the mysterious guy was, but she did drop some pretty interesting clues, and you'll never believe who seems to be the most likely suspect. Jessica Simpson just revealed that when she was just starting her rise to fame, she had an affair that no one ever knew about, and it was apparently with someone really famous. But the affair didn't actually go very far before Jessica ended things. It turned out that the guy had actually been lying to her, saying that he was single when he really wasn't, and when Jessica found out, she called it quits and walked out. Ever since the story came out, pretty much everyone on the internet has been trying to figure out who this mysterious guy was. And I mean, there are some really interesting theories out there. This all happened pretty early on in Jessica's career. She described the party where she first met movie star, which is what she calls the guy throughout the story. It was actually the 2001 MTV Video Music Awards, and apparently it was one of the first big celebrity parties Jessica ever got invited to. She described that she felt pretty out of place around all of the big names there, so she was pretty shocked when she spotted this huge movie star, her childhood celebrity crush, coming toward her. It turned out that he was friends with her bodyguard, who was also her trainer, and he started flirting with Jessica. She was absolutely taken aback by that, but that time, nothing really ended up happening. Jessica apparently just sort of ran away from that situation, but not before he gave her his number. She never actually ended up calling him, since just a few days later she got back together with her first husband, Nick Lachey. But the 2001 MTV Awards are the first clue as to who Jessica could potentially be talking about. Obviously, it can only be someone who was there, and Jessica actually said that the mysterious guy was wearing jeans and a t-shirt at the party. Plus, it obviously had to have been someone who was already famous in 2001, because Jessica said she had a childhood crush on him. She also mentioned that the mysterious guy was friends with her bodyguard, who was also her personal trainer. All of those are important clues that could lead to finding out the identity of movie star. But based on just that, it would be impossible to figure it out for sure. But luckily, Jessica gave us even more clues. She got back together with Nick only a couple of days after the MTV Awards, so obviously she didn't follow up with movie star, at least not until a few years later. She and Nick got divorced in 2006, and after that, she was sort of dating around for a while. And this is when the story of her and movie star picks up again. She was just in between the casual relationships she was doing at the time when he contacted her again. He actually sent word through someone and asked Jessica to come to visit him at his hotel. He was apparently getting ready for an award show, and he wanted her to help him get changed into his tuxedo, which is honestly a pretty weird excuse because he would obviously have assistants who could help him get dressed. And Jessica obviously had her doubts too. She didn't really want to go alone, so she asked her friend to come along and wait for her in the car. That way, it would have to be just a quick visit because she had someone waiting for her, and she didn't say who her friend was either, but she did mention that she was very pregnant at the time, and that's actually a really important clue in everything. But when Jessica went into the hotel to help movie star get dressed, that's apparently when he made the first move. He reportedly gave Jessica a kiss and said that he'd been wanting to do that for a while. After that, she returned to her friend and drove home, but he apparently kept texting her throughout the night, and it made her feel really special. It was like a teenage dream coming true, but the feelings disappeared pretty soon when Jessica was watching the award show and saw him walking the red carpet with his girlfriend. She wanted to end things immediately since she said that there was no way she was becoming the other woman in their relationship. So she contacted movie star to break things off, and this was when things started to get really messed up, because when Jessica tried to break up with him, he actually convinced her that his relationship with his girlfriend was over. He said they just walked the red carpet together for the sake of appearances, and Jessica believed him and decided to give him another chance. But at this point, we have a lot more information about movie star. People have been trying to figure out what award show he could have been getting ready for. We know this was around 2006 or 2007, but that still leaves us with a lot of options. Jessica also mentioned the tuxedo, and not everybody wears one of those to an award show. Most people just wear a suit. We also know that he walked the red carpet with his girlfriend, but with all the different award shows, there are still too many options since we don't know exactly when this was happening. We still need some final clues from the last time they ever met up. Soon after that award show, he apparently invited Jessica to come visit him at a movie set, and Jessica actually mentions that the movie had a producer working on it who was a really big name in the industry. She went to visit him on the set, and that was when everything really came crashing down. Since the guy told her that he was already broken up with his girlfriend, Jessica thought he would just start dating her openly, but that's not exactly what happened. She got to the movie set and met up with movie star, but then he had them both travel to the hotel in separate cars, and then she was told to wait for him at a suite, but she couldn't use the main hotel entrance entrance to get there. She was told she had to get in through the fire exit, and from there, things got even weirder. When she got to the room, movie star wasn't there yet, and she realized that this was not his room at the hotel, this was a different room he had just for meeting with her. It looked all romantic with roses all over the bed, and when he finally got there, it quickly became pretty obvious what plans he had for that meeting. It was clear he wanted to do some adult spicy stuff with her, and Jessica was just not ready for that. So she told him so, and that was when he started saying some really weird stuff. He started talking about his spiritual advisor, who apparently said that this thing with Jessica was a sin. It was getting really weird really quickly, and it wasn't making any sense. But then suddenly it all clicked that Jessica realized what was happening. She realized he had been lying when he said he'd broken up with his girlfriend. He was still very much with her, and that was why Jessica was a sin to him. It also explained why she had to go up the fire escape and why they had to travel in different cars. It was all because he was trying to hide her from his actual girlfriend. And after she realized all that, she ended everything and called up some friends instead. They went out and had a fun girls' night, and she never met up with movie star again. But we still have no idea who this mysterious guy was, but Jessica left a lot of clues, so there are some serious guesses out there. And most people actually seem to agree that it was most likely Mark Wahlberg. First of all, he was at the MTV Awards in 2001 wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and he was already a famous movie star at that point, so he could have easily been Jessica's childhood crush. And as it turns out, Mark actually is quite the exercise guy, so it makes sense that he would be friends with Jessica's personal trainer and bodyguard. But then things start to get confusing when you look at the award show that he could have been getting ready for in 2006. Again, he walked the red carpet with his girlfriend at the time, but the thing is, Mark's girlfriend was actually pregnant in 2006, and it just doesn't seem like Jessica would have no problem getting together with him if he was leaving his pregnant girlfriend. And she also didn't mention the pregnancy in her story at all, so it seems like maybe movie star could be someone else after all. Somebody on the internet was actually able to figure out the timing more exactly, and it was all thanks to Jessica's friend who waited for her in the car, who was also pregnant at the time. One of Jessica's good friends actually had a son in September 2007, and Jessica is even the kid's godmother. Obviously, she was very close with the kid's mom, enough to share her secret affair with her, so it feels like this most definitely is the friend that Jessica asked to wait for her in the car. And that means that the award show we're talking about had to have been in the summer of 2007, before Jessica's friend gave birth in September. And comparing the timing with all the movie awards, there actually was a red carpet that Mark walked with his girlfriend, and she wasn't pregnant at the time, and he even wore a tuxedo to that red carpet. And on top of all that, he was also filming The Happening around that time, which had a very famous producer. That lines up with the set he invited Jessica to, which was their last meeting. All the details just line up perfectly, and it really seems that Jessica's mysterious movie star might have been Mark Wahlberg, but even then, we don't actually have definite proof of that. And it's even possible that Jessica changed some of the details on purpose to make it harder to figure out movie star's identity. So the only way we'll know for sure is if Jessica decides to reveal the truth. But what do you guys think? Do you think it was actually Mark Wahlberg that Jessica had a secret romance with? Were you shocked that she wrote about this after such a long time? Let me know in the comments below.